Your wife's been by you for your
She's
whole
your
career.
high school
your high school sweetheart. She is.
Never leave home without it.
Yeah, that's right. But how has she kind of taken you on this journey? Tell us about her.
I think my wife has been my best friend for a couple of reasons. One is that she always understood who I was and who I needed to be, stepped up as my wife and handled that. And there's been many times where I've been at my lowest, and she's always been the strongest to get me back up to get back out there. You gotta get back out there and do what you do. Don't worry about what's happening over here. I'm gonna handle that.
If the defense in the Diddy case gets its way, Diddy could be a free man next month.
Snoop Dogg's marriage didn't just crack. It exploded under the pressure of a video so wild it rattled the whole culture. This clip threatens to drag one of hip-hop's most loved legends straight into the deepest scandal the game has ever faced. The footage, allegedly leaked by his wife and longtime business partner Shantae, doesn't just hint at cheating. It links Snoop directly to Sean Diddy Combs, the former music boss now doing over 4 years in federal prison for moving women across state lines for immoral purposes.
To engage in all these freak-offs with him, and he sounds really pissed off.
Hey, I really don't know what's going on with you, but I just want to just give you a heads up that I'm about to really disappear on you. You feel me? I'm not going to be playing these games with you at all, at all. So I don't know, you think you silent treating me, and you think I'm going to be, nah, you'll have a rude awakening.
In a world where Diddy's name is tied to control, manipulation, and recorded humiliation, that connection is pure disaster.
I've talked for a while. A lot of people are buzzing that Diddy's former BFFs are real quiet.
And they have been.
And people were wondering why and who's the next to fall. And then Jay-Z comes out, and then LeBron James says, I'm stepping away for excused personal reasons. And people are going, oh, what is going?
For Snoop, the blowback isn't small talk. It could flip his entire career upside down. Now here's the wild part. The clip circulated among insiders last month after Diddy's sentencing. Sources close to Shantae say the leak wasn't rushed. It was planned to send message clear. After almost 30 years together, the woman who helped create everything around Snoop Dogg didn't step away quietly. She hit him with a public blow that felt like her last move of control.
She just a strong black woman off the tippy. You know what I'm saying? Like
Kind of extortion that we heard when Cassie took the stand and testified on that airplane ride back from France. Diddy said, you don't do a freak off, I'm going to release one of the freak off videos that you are profiled in and humiliate.
Insiders say her choice wasn't just about a broken marriage. It was deeper than that. They claim she felt betrayed not only as a wife, but as a partner in the career and identity she helped him build. To really see the picture, you gotta know the setting.
We're in the unit that was one floor above mine, you know, so in terms of like the setting, it's a fairly decent chance that the room I'm describing is similar to where Diddy is. Yeah.
So he put his hands on females, put his hands on producers, executives. That's just his. I guess that's what the whole name Bad Boy comes from. That people don't really understand. What is it? What is a bad boy? Why did he choose that name? You know, like he never really gave a clear definition of how he feels about.
For years, people in Hollywood whispered about Diddy's private gatherings, high-end parties where power, cash, and behind-the-scene behavior all blended in secret rooms.
For Diddy's day-to-day life, so he is able to provide a lot of information about what that life was like. He goes into detail on extensive drug use.
Dog saying he owns Death Row is no different than me saying Tupac was alive because I had the unreleased Tupac music. It ain't no different, bro.
Prosecutors later described those events as staged setups powered by substances, silence, and intimidation. Witnesses in his trial talked about cameras placed everywhere, recordings nobody was ever supposed to watch, and a whole pattern of people being used while it was all packaged as entertainment.
Why he's speaking out now?
He said he's speaking out because he believes Diddy's a predator. He wants accountability, and he doesn't want someone like this to run unchecked in the future.
I have never seen, until Kendrick now, I'd never seen anybody from where I'm from, the area I'm from, the place I'm from. Dude.
When the federal court convicted him under the MAN Act in mid-2025, the industry thought that Wild era was finally shut down. But now, with this new video in the mix, that past looks like it's cracking open again. And Snoop might be pulled into it without warning. And the timing? That's the part nobody can overlook. Diddy's collapse left a major gap in the game, and moments like this don't just pop up for no reason. Dozens of artists have already started sliding away from Diddy's legacy, quietly cutting his name out of credits and removing him from their catalogs. But now Snoop's name is being whispered right alongside his, and that's the part shaking the industry. The leaked clip reportedly shows the rapper in a messy situation that insiders say went down at one of Diddy's Los Angeles estates back in 2023, months before the feds raided his homes in Miami and LA. Nobody knows yet whether the footage proves anything criminal, but the simple fact that it exists ties Snoop to a man federal prosecutors labeled a predator in a designer suit. And for Shantae Broadus, that connection might have been the final hit she couldn't ignore. Publicly, Shantae has always been seen as the steady force behind Snoop's world. She was his high school love from Long Beach Polytechnic, the girl standing with him way before any fame. She became his wife in June 1997 at the Ritz-Carlton in Marina del Rey, and through the years she managed deals, locked in brand partnerships, and even stepped in as his official manager in 2021, helping run everything from music to gaming to spirits. Earlier this year, when he joked about turning down a $100 million offer from OnlyFans saying, "I got a black wife," fans took it as a sign of loyalty. Behind the scenes, people close to the situation say Shantae had already been side-eyeing things for a while. Their marriage had survived plenty of past cheating rumors, from Selena Powell's trolling in 2019 to the paternity drama that popped up back in 1998. But whispers tying Snoop to Diddy hit on a whole different level. When Diddy got arrested in September 2024, investigators started pulling big names into the spotlight, digging through guest lists and videos from his private events. And when agents raided Diddy's properties in March 2024, they reportedly grabbed digital archives stretching across years of hidden recordings. Now, some insiders think Snoop's face, or at least his presence, might show up somewhere in that pile. Shantae, according to someone close to her circle, understood immediately what that risk meant, not just for their family, but for the entire brand they built from the ground up. And that's why this situation is blowing up the way it is. It's not just the betrayal, it's how massive the fallout could be. For the past 10 years, Snoop has rebuilt his image into something totally different. He became America's friendly uncle, a mentor, a TV personality, a family man, even a producer for kids' content. He's a coach on national TV and a nostalgic icon people love to laugh with. But now that clean, lovable persona is crashing into allegations connected to one of the darkest criminal scandals in entertainment history. Fans are already split. Some swear the leak is a setup, others think the truth is finally catching up to him. Meanwhile, Snoop's whole team has gone completely silent. No denial, no explanation, nothing. And his social media? Posts with Shantae have quietly vanished, replaced with promo for his new projects, like nothing ever happened. We're also hearing that the couple's inner circle has completely cracked apart. People who know Shantae describe her as sharp, strategic, and fiercely protective of her kids. And now she's reportedly gearing up for her own legal play. Word is that documents are already being drafted, laying out both divorce plans and major intellectual property issues tied to the companies she and Snoop built together. And don't forget, she's not just his wife. She's the official manager of several of his businesses, meaning she holds the keys to the whole operation. Her next move could decide whether Snoop Dogg stays a worldwide brand or becomes another fallen star swallowed by scandal. Meanwhile, the chatter around Diddy's situation keeps spreading even inside prison. His inner circle has shattered too, with several former associates reportedly working with investigators to dodge extra charges. Federal agents confirmed they recovered dozens of personal recordings from his events, some marked with celebrity initials. Nobody knows yet if any of those initials point to Snoop, but the timing of Shantae's leak, dropping right as those tapes are being sorted, has people talking. Was she acting on her own, or was she trying to get ahead of something even bigger? People who've spoken with Snoop say the stress is written all over him. The same guy who always claimed nothing could shake his cool is now reportedly calling lawyers and PR teams nonstop. Folks close to the family say he's terrified that Diddy's collapse might drag him down too. especially if prosecutors think he ever took part in those infamous freak-off sessions. And the twist is wild. Snoop spent the last decade rebuilding himself through discipline, staying focused, staying clean, shutting down temptations. He even bragged about turning down huge deals worth hundreds of millions, saying, "My wife wouldn't have it." But now that same wife has flipped the whole script on him. But there's another layer people in the industry keep whispering about. Snoop's long history standing next to powerful, dangerous figures has always hovered over him. From Suge Knight to Diddy, he's lived close to chaos for years. Suge once hinted that Snoop had explaining to do about events linked to Tupac Shakur's tragedy. And that old comment has suddenly resurfaced online as conspiracy threads try to connect Diddy's criminal world to past West Coast tensions. Right now, Shantae still hasn't spoken publicly, but her silence feels planned, not emotional. People close to her say she's already working on a memoir, one with the title, Paid the Cost to Be the Boss Lady. And if she chooses to drop details about this scandal in that book, it could shake careers all across the industry. Meanwhile, legal teams are moving in fast. Snoop has reportedly started pushing for strict privacy clauses to be enforced on staff and family associates, hinting that NDAs might already be in motion. But trying to lock things down when the internet is already on fire might be impossible. We're literally watching a whole family empire crumble in real time, and the speed of it is getting wilder by the hour. New leaks keep landing, fresh screenshots keep popping up, and the questions about what really went down inside Diddy's circle just keep growing. Shantae didn't simply leak a video, she cracked open a door, and whatever's sitting behind it might be way darker than anyone expected. Because if Snoop was actually part of that world, then people are wondering what else he kept hidden. That clip was just the first domino to fall. Now the heavy questions are pulling up, and they're scary ones. Diddy's events weren't just wild parties. They were allegedly criminal environments filled with substances, pressure, and recordings used for control. Insiders who used to work security at Diddy's estate say the whole place was wired up like a movie set. Hidden cameras in corners, mirrored walls, remote-controlled lighting, everything designed to catch every moment, from dramatic entrances to whatever happened behind closed doors. Witnesses in his trial described a disturbing scene, the so-called freak-offs, where young women were pushed into intimate performances while guests watched. Substances were everywhere, sleep barely happened, and Diddy supposedly recorded these sessions, tagging files with initials, dates, and sometimes even full names of well-known visitors. Some insiders claim those tapes were Diddy's backup plan, leveraged to keep powerful people quiet if they ever crossed him. So when federal agents raided his Miami and LA homes in March 2024 and seized hundreds of hard drives, prosecutors said they found a massive catalog of control material so explicit and compromising that parts had to be sealed from public view. Whether Snoop appears in any of that evidence, nobody can confirm. But the timing of Shantae's leak has people raising eyebrows. Folks in the legal world think Shantae might have known what was coming. As Snoop's manager, she has full access to his business records, travel logs, and personal communications. She would have seen who he met, where he traveled, and how he moved. So if she chose to release that video, it might not have been just anger, it might have been strategy. We can't forget, Shantae isn't new to playing smart. For years, she helped Snoop rebuild after lawsuits, old beefs, and messy headlines. She's the one who locked in his brand partnerships and signed the licensing deals that pushed him into global status. But now, those same strategic instincts might be turning back on him. One associate put it bluntly, she's protecting the broadest name before it becomes collateral. And honestly, that makes sense. If prosecutors widen the Diddy investigation to include other big-name guests, even the smallest connection could blow up careers. By dropping the video first, Shantae positions herself as a whistleblower, not someone covering anything up. Meanwhile, the money side is already shaking. Major sponsors are quietly reviewing their contracts. Streaming platforms that host Snoop's collabs from the Diddy era have allegedly flagged certain videos for review. Corporate partners who once loved Snoop's chill, lovable vibe are suddenly stepping back, waiting to see where all this legal smoke lands. And while nobody from Snoop's team is talking, the storyline keeps shifting. Was he pulled in by temptation? Or was he just one of many who got caught up in a scene too powerful to say no to? People close to the couple say Shantae still has more receipts. One longtime friend even claims she keeps digital backups of Snoop's messages, emails, footage, and recordings of business calls. If that's really the case, then the leaked clip might be just a tiny piece of a much bigger stash. And if Shantae was bold enough to let one secret out, what's stopping her from dropping more? The timing can't be overlooked either. Diddy's sentencing in June 2025 sent shockwaves through the whole industry, and investigations around his circle are still running strong. The FBI has already confirmed they're examining whether those freak-off events were used for blackmail or financial gain. If Snoop's name shows up anywhere in that evidence, it could open the door to brand new charges, transport violations, fraud, maybe even conspiracy. And behind the scenes, another theory is catching fire. Some people believe Shantae leaked the footage to distance her family from Diddy's empire before the government could connect any dots. Her memoir, which has been in the works for a while, suddenly looks like part of a bigger plan, a way to control the story before anyone else tries to tell it for her. Word is she writes about choosing self-respect over silence, a line that's already blowing up across social media. You can almost see the strategy unfolding. While the world watches Snoop's reputation crack, Shantae shifts into the role of a woman who refused to stay quiet and refused to be part of anybody's mess. But here's the twist. If Shantae has receipts, other people might have them too. Industry veterans are whispering that Diddy's private archives didn't just include rappers, but also executives, athletes, and even TV personalities. Some of those big-name individuals might have already gotten quiet warnings to brace themselves for exposure. One entertainment lawyer even said, those drives could end careers faster than any courtroom ever could. And if Snoop was even loosely connected to that circle, he's not the only one losing sleep right now. For years, quiet talk about Diddy's secret recordings has floated around boardrooms and backstage corridors. Executives who attended his private events whispered that he kept trophies of power, files organized with precision, encrypted, backed up, and stored in multiple hidden spots. Others called them straight-up insurance, a way to keep anyone who stepped into his world obedient long after the party ended. Court filings from the 2025 trial mentioned digital archives of compromised material, a phrase prosecutors never fully explained. But witnesses said it pointed to hundreds of hours of recorded encounters involving celebrities, execs, and even government officials. The message behind it all was clear. Diddy didn't just throw parties, he built a leverage network, a system where influence and fear kept people locked in. Investigators who handled the Miami and LA raids hinted that they seized dozens of external drives labeled with strange initials and dates that stretch back more than 10 years. A source familiar with the case described the collection as a map of the entertainment elite, a digital ledger showing who was there, who took part, and who could be controlled. The whispers aren't stopping at musicians anymore. Now people are saying some of the footage might include athletes from major leagues, TV personalities, and big money investors whose whole reputations rest on looking respectable. And the more investigators dig, the bigger the circle seems to get, stretching the panic from Hollywood all the way to Washington. With that in mind, Shantae's leak hits completely differently. If she truly got hold of one of those recordings, it suggests Diddy's tapes were never locked down the way people believed. Some analysts think he made multiple backup copies and passed them to trusted associates as a failsafe, a way to guarantee that even if he ever faced charges, his secrets wouldn't disappear. If that's true, the footage involving Snoop might be just one fragment out of a whole collection floating around the industry. And if Shantae released it as preemptive damage control, it might have also sent a message. The vault isn't sealed anymore. The tapes are slipping out piece by piece. What makes these recordings so dangerous is the mix of humiliation and proof. Many of Diddy's alleged victims said they were pressured into filmed encounters while under the influence or out of fear, meaning those tapes double as both evidence and blackmail. In the wrong hands, they could flip entire careers upside down, crush global brands, or even launch new criminal investigations that go way beyond entertainment. Federal investigators are reportedly going through those recovered drives frame by frame, matching faces, timestamps, and guest lists, while lawyers for several high-profile clients scramble behind the scenes to keep their names off anything that could become public. And every day without answers just pushes the speculation higher about who might be exposed next. If these tapes really look the way people claim, they're not just a threat to Snoop, they're a ticking time bomb. Every drive, every encrypted folder could hold the power to blow apart reputations and relationships that shaped modern culture for decades. You can feel the tension growing, like one wrong leak could set off a chain reaction of confessions, lawsuits, and career-ending revelations. And if the full archive ever sees daylight, the fallout won't stop at music. It could ripple into politics, media, finance. The whole landscape could shift. The real question now is how long that fuse has been burning, and who's bold enough or desperate enough to let the explosion happen. Meanwhile, everything Snoop built, the family man persona, the corporate deals, the mentor image, is hanging on by a thread. His team has reportedly told him to stay off social media completely, warning that even one careless post could be twisted and used against him later. Behind the scenes, word is Snoop has been reaching out to old allies from the death row era, looking for guidance on how to survive the chaos hitting him now. And the wild part? It's Suge Knight, speaking from prison, who once warned that Snoop had explaining to do about certain past connections, and those words suddenly feel way too real. The haunting truth is this: none of this might end with Snoop. Diddy's conviction cracked open a doorway into nearly a decade of hidden excess, and investigators are only just beginning to trace who benefited from all of it. Shantae's leak may have sparked a chain reaction, every new reveal dragging someone else into the spotlight. If her intention was to burn bridges, she might have lit a fire that stretches way beyond her marriage. One thing is undeniable now. Shantae Broaddus didn't just walk away. She blew up an entire empire. And if even half of what witnesses claimed about Diddy's events is true, then Snoop might not be the only one looking over his shoulder. In a world where any phone can record, any message can leak, and every secret has a price, we're left asking the question that could reshape the whole entertainment world. Who's next? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.